touring bike, old Raleigh Technium. Threw that together, dusted that off, rode that around for a while. Finally, my dad was like, no, people are seeing you. Let's fix that.
Hey guys, this is Idris here, and welcome to episode number 8 with the Black Song Bikes podcast. And this morning, I have with me Miss Aliya. Am I pronouncing it right?
You are.
All right, Miss Aliya Barnwell. Is that correct?
Yes. You got it.
All right. What's going on?
Not much. I'm chilling here on a Sunday morning. I'm not riding, which is interesting.
What's the temp like in NY?
Low 50s.
Low 50s.
Low 50s, okay. A little windy probably. I haven't been out though, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. So that's not, is that kind of warm for December in New York?
Honestly, it is.
Right, I thought so.
Yeah, it's been a really warm season. I remember end of November it was in the 70s, and hey, things are changing.
I got you. What part of New York are you from?
Brooklyn. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm.
Born and raised in Brooklyn. All right, cool. When I was in the Navy, I had friends that were from Hempstead and Long Island, so I got a chance to visit there a couple of times. I see on your profile there's this rider, biker, gamer, nerd. Can you tell me a little bit about we'll start with the rider.
Well, I went to school and got my degree in English, and I kind of always wanted to be a writer, and that was kind of last how I started making my money, or at least the way that the reason I felt like it would be pertinent that people would be looking me up. So of course that's going to be listed on, wherever you're finding me on social media. It's probably because of my writing. I wrote a lot for Digital Trends before I kind of stumbled into working in bikes, and wrote some fiction before that. And
you said you worked in fiction before that?
I wrote some fiction before that and edited for a small lit mag, Evergreen Review. That was big back in the day, published by Grove Press. Barney Rossett, the guy who did Tropic of Cancer, so I used to work for them. And then I did some other things for a while because there's not really big money in small lit mags, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And found my way into writing, tech stuff and sports gadgets for Digital Trends. And then found my way into bikes, which is really weird. Had I only known this could be something you could actually have a career.
Gotcha. All right. So what is the hardcore droid about? I kind of try to take a little bit, try to take a look at it, but can you give a little bit more insight what that is?
Hardcore Droid is an Android-specific webzine or e-zine, so focuses on Android news and specifically Android games. I wrote for them for a bit too. Alex Jackson's the brilliant founder. He is a hilarious man and hilarious writer. Father of many children, so no doubt exposed to many games. So yeah.
How long have they been around?
Great. Oh gosh, putting me on the spot there. I want to say 4 or 5 years.
Roughly,
honestly, I don't know. I want to say 4 or 5 years, but off the top of my head, yeah, I honestly don't know how Hardcore Droid's founding date. Alex, please don't be mad at me.
Well, that's good because I checked out the Facebook page, and I think it had about close to 9,000 followers. So I was just wondering like how old the company was or whatever, or the e-zine. That's all. No big deal.
Well, it is very specific, Android games being what they are. But honestly, it definitely helped, me kind of focus on something, on kind of a writing style or finding my own voice. And hey, if you're into Android games, it's definitely helpful. Save you $1 or $2. You won't waste your money.
Right. Gotcha. All right. So here's a question everybody always wants to hear from everyone. Everyone is, how did you get into cycling? And I know we talked about it just a tad bit the other day, but can you kind of expound on that a little bit?
Oh, well, so, of course you learn to ride a bike as a kid. My dad is a big cyclist, so that always kind of was in the back of my mind. I always had access to bikes, but never really got into it. One day my girl...
Was he riding road? I'm sorry, I mean, was he riding road?
He rides road. He rides everything. He has everything, but he's definitely a roadie.
Gotcha.
And he used to race track.
Okay, cool.
And race crits in the park here. So he's on the Red Caps. He's like, the Red Caps go back for a few years here in the city.
Okay.
He's been around. But yeah, so one day a friend of mine comes by, and we go out on a ride. She's training for a triathlon. I dust off my old mountain bike. I kind of use it to get around the neighborhood, and maybe like I would ride like my bike around campus when I was at school. But that was pretty much it. I never really got into like commuting once I was back in the city until this day. I remember I went out with her, and she was like kind of flying along on that thing. And when we hit, there's like a park. Everybody goes to Prospect Park out here, or near me anyway. Make the loop, and you go up the Prospect Park hill. And I remember suffering up that hill and thinking, I could do so much better. This is not what this is intended for. This is a mountain bike. And
how long ago was
bike.
How long ago was it?
8 or 9 years now.
8, 9 years ago. So
9 years, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then of course immediately went out and got an old touring bike, old Raleigh Technium. Threw that together, dusted that off, rode that around for a while. Finally, my dad was like, "No, people are seeing you. Let's fix that." He helped me out with this old Trek 5500 OCLV carbon, and from there I was kind of hooked, and I rode that everywhere through winter snow. Even I remember I'd go out and kind of get stuck coming back, refused to take the train. At that point, I just stopped taking the train. Because before that, I would drive. Like at a point in my life, even here in the city, because of my job, I was working nights. I would drive to work because it was horrible to take the train back and forth. Right. And once I got out of that, I was taking the train. Working days, I was taking the train everywhere, and the train kind of sucks. So having access to, and once you find out I'm not necessarily fast, but I wasn't necessarily slow, and every place I had to go was, it's within like 5 or 6 miles. So it's 5 or 6 miles. Go into the city, go to work, come home.
Right.
12 miles in a day before you even think about it.
Right. Okay. So I seen that you got a nice kit, by the way.
Psychology.
Yeah, psychology kit. That's a nice kit. I seen you posted that the other day. Pretty cool.
Thank you.
And then you rap.
They're a great company.
Okay. Yeah, I seen a lot of comments on there saying they were pretty good company and everything, and a lot of people like their kits.
Yeah, price-wise, can't go wrong. I don't know. Especially for material quality-wise compared to some other kits.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is like a kit like running through them?
Well, it's like $89 for long sleeve. Well, it's winter now. 89 is compared to like $120 at some other places, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. So that's for the entire kit.
Oh no. So for long sleeve, and then I don't have their bibs, but I would definitely grab a pair of bibs. I think their bibs are like $80. So you're looking at $160 for a kit, or $160, $70, or $80 after tax, depending if you want like the short sleeve or a long sleeve. Like their short sleeves are a little less expensive. I personally get short sleeves because then you can just put arm warmers. Yeah,
and you can just kind of layer. Yeah, I got you. So did you? I also seen that you wrap your bicycle. Didn't you? Is that a wrap on it?
I did. I vinyl wrapped the fork and the stays, and stickered the body. I took it on a trip this summer where it was partially stored. Like when I wasn't riding it was in the back of a van with a bunch of other bikes, so it got some scratches, and I couldn't live with the scratches. So, and I wasn't really ready to have it repainted, so I was like, what can I do that's like temporary? And I always was kind of interested in trying to vinyl wrap it. I always wanted to do something different. I already saw somebody riding the same one. That's another thing. Like the second you see somebody riding the same bike, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I hate that. I'm doing like research right now, man, trying to get this on a custom build, man, because I just can't do it. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So but you're with me. So I wanted something that looked unique. I wanted something that kind of spoke to my personality and was a little edgy.
Right.
I don't know. And stickers is easy. Stickers are fun. I love stickers. I put stickers on my little notebooks. I'm one of those people. You know, so I wanted to do the full-on sticker bike.
You kind of want something like with a little bit more of edgy, but a little bit of craftsmanship, so the stickers don't quite do it. So you have to have something that puts, allows you to put a little bit of time in, right?
A little something. Although ultimately this is an experiment. I really wasn't sure how it would come out. All I knew was like if it didn't work, I could just peel it off. You know. So for now, I was like, it took a minute to put it on, so I'll leave it for now. I didn't like the way the vinyl kind of looks during the day. Like it kind of looks brownish. I'm looking for more of a silver. There's another one. So it's Vivid Vinyl that makes those. Vivid Vinyl makes those like a silver rainbow chromatic. I might rewrap. But it's tricky. But it's interesting to do. Like I would love to be able to like learn that as a skill and offer that to people and do it for myself. Vinyl wrapping, there's only one company that I know of in the area that does it, and I don't want to ship my bike away. I want to do it myself.
Gotcha. How long did it take you initially?
Not long. A couple hours, because you gotta, if you want to do it right, you kind of gotta like take parts off, obviously.
Right. I gotcha.
And there's some stretching and pulling. You gotta like get out your blow dryer.
Okay.
There's some, and cutting it. You kind of want to. There is some fussing and finessing, and there are some raw edges to it. For a first attempt, I'm content. It definitely keeps the scratches off. If I can like lean it against something without being afraid it's gonna get any scratches.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So describe to me a little bit like what's the cycling scene like in New York. I see a lot of guys riding for Uber or just riding for fun in the cities and backpacks and all that other good stuff. It's been a long time since I've been up there, so can you just kind of tell us what the cycling scene is like in New York?
Yeah, there is a wide variety of cycling that takes place here in the city. I've seen a little bit of all of it. There's the road racer guys, like Major Taylor and those guys, and they go up to Bear and do their thing, and there's NYCC, a similar sort of setup, and then you have like the Mess Life crew, like you mentioned, like the Uber folks. There is a bit of a battle even within the messenger community, I'm sure, between people who do apps and people who work for like actual messenger companies. Right. I'm speaking out of turn there since I don't work as a messenger.
I know what you're saying.
But I'll defer to an actual messenger on that one, but I digress. Yeah, there's definitely that, and that's where kind of like where alley cats come from, and and honestly, I would want to say logical style. Like if you have to carry stuff to go to work, you're probably going to want to just get a bag that functions in a certain way, or if you want to make sure pedestrians don't jump out on you, maybe a speaker is a good idea, or people don't open the door on you, and maybe a speaker is a good idea. And so and then there's a certain variety that won't break if you want to drop it, and if you happen to drop it, or if it's like, and it's loud, so then you end up with a certain look. Maybe if that's what you mean when you see, like you see guys in the book bags and whatnot. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a city thing, but that's not New York specific. That's Milwaukee, that's LA, that's any place where people still work, can make a little bit of money as a messenger.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's definitely mostly in the larger cities too as well. All right. Yeah. So tell me about this challenge myself.
I challenge myself.
Yeah.
I Challenge Myself is a nonprofit that I work with. I love their Cycling Smarts program. I'm a coach for them. I started out as coach and program assistant through AmeriCorps, and it was a great learning experience, a year. Basically serving as head coach, unexpectedly serving as head coach at one site and assistant coach at another. Which is basically like it's a public high school program that teaches kids about long distance cycling, and it takes the place of a gym class.
Okay. Do you guys actually have like bicycles on site, or just more like classroom teaching type stuff?
Classroom. We alternate classroom teaching and bikes on site. So yeah, we do provide every site with a fleet of road bikes, and that's what's so special about this. I don't know of another child road bike program besides road bike specific. There's Star Track. I know Star Track in the city, but I don't know of another road bike program. So we're really trying to like give people, and as you know, road biking can be kind of expensive. It can be daunting to get set up initially. So it's providing access to people who otherwise wouldn't I feel like kids who otherwise wouldn't do it.
Right.
So at the end of every year, they do a century. That's their goal.
Oh wow. What's it like when like the kids like? Well, I know kids naturally like bicycles. Anyway, what's the age group you said?
High school.
High school. Okay.
Public high schools. Yeah.
So once they kind of get back to get back on a bike for the first time, sometimes it's been a while, since childhood or whatever. What's their like the look in their eyes once they get back on the bike?
Oh, it's amazing. They honestly, once you get them out there and start, it's really when you push their boundaries. So there are some people who, like for instance, one kid last year didn't know how to ride at all. There were a couple kids who didn't know how to ride at all, and we taught them to ride. So they went from not knowing how to pedal, couldn't get your feet off the ground, to riding 100 miles.
Wow.
In the course of a school year, So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Ultimately, that was their goal. I'm going to be honest. They got rained out this year, but the particular kid that I'm thinking of did the metric. So I'm proud of him. I wouldn't have got going in that. It was cold and rainy, especially for June. It was a June ride. It was not fun. They got rained out, but he did do it. He was out there, and I would say that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
So you guys go over the nutrition and things of that sort with that long distance riding? Exactly,
yes. Nutrition is definitely included. We want them to be well-rounded. But I do want to make something clear. It's a sports-based youth development program, so it's not like we're trying to turn them into hardcore athletes, but we want them to be aware and safe on the bike. So there is a lot of safety that goes into this. So there's drilling that goes on before they actually get out on the road, and classroom discussions of law, safety laws, bicycles.
That sounds pretty good, man. That sounds like a really thorough class and some really thorough training for that level anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it gets better. Honestly, 10 selected kids go on to do the college bike tour, so that's what I did last summer where my bike was getting scratched up in the van. We take 10 kids upstate New York. We start at Syracuse, and we ride back down 7 colleges in 7 days, and we stay at a different college every night. We're riding our bikes, and it's pretty epic. So
when you say you stay at a different college, you guys stay like in the dorms, or they have like special place set up in the gyms for you guys when you get there? I mean, how does it work?
In the dorms. We stay in the dorms. Since most of them are running summer programs at the time, they have space for us. There are a couple exceptions there, Bard and West Point. Bard somehow just never can make time for us. I feel like, could have something to do. Well, I won't throw any more shade at Bard. I'm a Vassar girl, but anyway, I digress.
No, that's okay.
Bard somehow never. We stay at a nearby seminar instead of staying at Bard that night. But and West Point, obviously, we're not going to be able to stay on West Point.
Right.
So we stay at a nearby motel, and then we ride back into the city.
Okay, man, that's awesome. That sounds like some really fun times, man. Seriously.
Yeah. That is pretty epic, and I really feel like it's obviously great for the kids, get that experience. I know when I was looking at schools, I didn't go visit 7 colleges, so that's pretty cool. I got to visit a few, but 7, that's a lot.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, especially in 7 days.
In 7 days.
Yeah, that's a lot.
On your bike, 400 miles.
Yeah. What's the longest you've ridden, in a, I guess, extended time period, over a couple of weeks or a week or so? Is it that 400 miles or so?
Probably 3 and change, I guess, according to Strava, something in there.
3 and change.
Yeah, I think my longest week's probably 3 and change.
All right, so what's up with this kit under the jeans?
Get under the jeans. Get under the jeans keeps you comfortable if you have to do more than 20 miles a day can jeans rub. But you want to wear something everybody doesn't understand kit, and you don't want to have to show your butt to the entire world, personally, to the world who does not understand. I'll do it when I'm with my bike, but if I know I'm going to be separated from my bike for an extended period of time, or it's an incredibly windy and cold day, then jeans come into play.
Wow.
Or sometimes you just don't wear kit, Okay. But yeah, kit over jeans.
Kit over jeans, okay. I thought it was, something special or something, but I get it now. I understand, all right. Yeah. All right, do you have a specific destination that you've been dreaming about riding before you leave this earth?
Oh, that's a good one. I would love to make some pretty epic climbs. There was nothing specific in my mind, one specific place that I felt like I had to conquer.
What about like a country like, maybe Europe or Africa? Have you thought about
I've definitely on the to-do list, definitely on the bucket list for sure. I would love to make like the epic climbs, the coals, quote unquote. I think you have to be over 14,000 kilometers or something crazy. You're looking for really, really high heights.
Right.
Something ridiculous. I would love to do I like to climb. So my goal is to hunt out the fiercest climbs, the big ones. I think New Hampshire's the closest to me. So
right. Now most people don't
in New Hampshire.
Now most people don't like to climb. Did you start out liking climbing? Most people have to kind of grow into liking climbing.
I couldn't articulate it that way, but I think I remember like the hill was the moment where I was like, no, this is wrong. Everything is wrong. Why is this? Because I was slowing it up on that mountain bike, and she's over there on the tri bike, and I'm working hard. And I'm like, this is. But I felt good. That's that rush of endorphins. That was the first time I really felt like I had to physically work to achieve speed. So of course, on a hill, like that's the moment when you're like, you just want to get to the tops. You just feel like you power up. And I guess I've been told that I have a power to weight ratio that makes it easier probably than it would be for some other people. I guess because I don't weigh much.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11". So I'm not like light. I'll put myself out there. I weigh about like 135, 138.
Right.
So I'm not like a stick.
Right.
But, it's not hard to just keep turning the pedals over. I don't know. That's the fun part. Get to the top, and then you got a nice descent. I like descending, too. Descending's the fun part, if you want to be honest. But you got to climb.
Right. I love descending, man. I'm a speed junkie. Speed demon. I ain't going to call myself no demon. Speed junkie.
Not on Sunday.
Right. Any day of the week. All right. Have you thought about riding in Europe?
Oh, definitely thought about riding in Europe. Definitely thought about riding in Africa a lot. That would be really awesome. But Europe seems to be, Europe's the basic destination. You kind of have to do it before you can move on to doing other things. But yeah, I'd love to ride Europe. Hell, Colorado even. I've never hit up Colorado yet. So maybe I should set my sights a little closer to home. But whatever I do, I'm definitely looking forward to taking my bike on the road. I'd like to get my own road bike program set up first, or at least run it for a little while, and then we'll see.
Right. You said you would like to get your own road bike. What now? Like
my own road bike program for kids. Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like what I challenge myself as doing, but a little bit more vocational.
I gotcha. So now Colorado, because I've been out west. Like when I was in the Navy, I had to go out to San Diego a couple of times, and I drove out there from Virginia, from Norfolk. And I tell you, the mountains on the west side make the mountains, so-called mountains, or the Appalachians, over here on the east side look like speed bumps. That's a whole nother ball game, man. Because when I went through Colorado, I was like, oh my God. And then I hit like through Utah, and I thought it was foggy outside because it's like coming, leaving the night and coming towards the dawn. So I thought it was like foggy outside, but we got to like a clear area, and lo and behold, I was so high it was clouds. It was not fog. I was like, oh wow, my God, this is like ridiculous. That's how high it is out there.
Did you know Did you know the altitude?
I think probably about 6 or 7, maybe.
That's crazy. Well, especially for me, out here in New York, it's pretty flat. We have to kind of head north to get any hills, really. So that's impressive. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool to ride around in. Pretty epic.
Now, San Francisco. California has some pretty good hills to climb too as well. Yeah.
San Fran? Yeah, so I hear. San Fran has some pretty epic climbs. So there is one, actually, you know what? There is one hill that I think I have to climb. It's that annoying place where I'm sure that both these poor people that live there must be so annoyed. That has the switchbacks. And I think it's in San Francisco. Like, that looks like so much fun. There's a few epic hills in San Francisco that I've just seen so many times, and I'm kind of like, oh, I have to do it, man.
I know.
I'm sure they get a bunch of cyclists that just come out there. Are you going to do the same thing?
Yeah, I think I get in trouble in San Francisco, and here's the reason why. Because on those downhill descents, you know how we're watching TV and you got the I guess what's the rail cars, but they have this, you know, when you're going downhill, they have the stop signs, right?
Right.
And then you continue on down the hill to the next stop sign. Man, I'd probably get hit because I don't think I'd stop. I'd be enjoying the speed so much. I'd be trying to slow down probably, you know, but then I'd probably get ticked off that I have to keep slowing down. I can't get up to full speed, so I don't know. Probably get some trouble.
Yeah, I think we would both want to keep it easy because at a certain point, some of them look like you would catch air. I mean,
right,
you know?
Right. Yeah, right.
So we maybe want to take it a little easy, or you go out really, really early. I'm sure there are plenty of people from there who bomb those hills. Maybe we just have to
they do.
Be careful.
Right.
I think.
Or either, you know, set it up and get about 10 friends to stand at each stop sign or whatever. And, you know, like I say, bomb the hills. Like, okay, I'm going to do this one time. This is on the bucket list. I got to bomb these hills. Everybody ready?
Exactly.
Hold the traffic up now. I'm coming.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, sister, I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing what's going on with you and also what's going on in NYC. And can you tell everyone what's on your playlist? For his music?
Oh, I have eclectic tastes. If I'm trying to work out, I'll probably put on something with higher beats per minute, like drum and bass, which is like electronic dance music. It's like jungle, kind of like inspired by reggae, but like faster. So I'll put that on if I'm trying to actually keep up a pace. But usually when I'm riding around, it's like rap or soul or hip hop.
You doing a dubstep?
Dubstep is drum and bass, you know, redhead stepchild. We don't talk about dubstep. We don't talk about dubstep. I mean, it creeps in, but I avoid it. A dubstep came along and stole the scene from drum and bass here in the city. If we want to talk, yeah. I think if you looked at my page, you see that like, "Where's the jungle?" That's a jab at, you know, that little picture of Mowgli holding the sign. It's a jab at dubstep. Although it is funny. I mean, if you've ever seen that Key and Peele sketch where they're playing the dubstep and they just start smashing everything, it's kind of what dubstep makes people do, I feel like.
Well, I just have to ask, you know, say you never know. So I'm always curious about what people have on their playlist, because I listen to a little bit of everything. Like I say, from Mozart to like I say, dubstep, or just a lot of different stuff. But my favorite group of all time. Well, before I say this, what's your favorite group of all time?
My favorite? I don't know. That's really hard. I would probably pick honestly, a drum and bass DJ, like Diesel Boy. Probably is in my at least top 3. But.
Who did you say?
Diesel Boy. That would be pretty obscure. Yeah, if you're into drum and bass, you know who he is. If you're not, then you're not gonna know who that is. But he's up there. Came to mind.
All right, Miss Liz. So, tell me about the Cranksgiving. That sounds pretty interesting.
Cranksgiving has taken place all over the U.S. They popped up everywhere. It's basically an alley cat scavenger race type situation where you go around and pick up food, and it's ultimately donated to charity at the end of the ride. So you have to kind of like design your route. They give you a manifest, and you kind of like play messenger for the day. So you give you a manifest, and you have to go to these different locations, and pick up your goods. They give you a list of goods, and you got to grab one thing from each place. And usually there's a mandatory drop in there, one mandatory drop like of something like diapers or baby food. And then you got to meet up at the finish location. You know, fastest group wins. Sometimes there's usually a short and a long. Sometimes they split it up depending on how many people are going to be racing. But there's a big one in Manhattan, and last year they started doing outer boroughs races, so Bronx and Brooklyn.
Okay, so
lots of swag given away. It's pretty awesome.
So the routes, you actually cycle the routes using a map, or is it something like an app or something, or how's that work?
Oh, well, they give you a paper manifest, and however else you work it out is on you. You can have a little paper map and use it, or you can have your Garmin if you fancy, or you can have your phone, but you're putting in multiple points.
Okay.
So you're going to have to, like, remember. Most people just look at a map and remember where they're going. All you need is a cross street, and it'll be like, compare supermarket on Bedford and, whatever, Bedford and DeKalb, and you got to get over there.
Okay.
Usually you can only, so they'll, like, be arranged in a grid, and you can usually only pick one from each column or something like that. They usually, like, limit your selection, so you can't just pick things in a cluster. It'll send you all around the city, make it challenging.
Okay. How long does that usually take, usually?
For the fastest guys, I think the fastest guys are probably done in about an hour and 15 for the long race. So depending on, again, it's really about routes. It's all about planning your route. So they give you, usually they start at, like, if it's the same, if it's a Cranksgiving, they start at a certain hour, registration opens at a certain hour, and then it wheels down like an hour later. So you have time to plan where you want to go or how you're going to get there. Okay. Yeah. So there is a certain strategy to it. It's not necessarily always about blistering speed, but yes, fast people you are riding in traffic. So if you're faster than certain other things, you're more likely to be able to win. But it is also about, like, route creation. I think the chick who does the Brooklyn race, she's given me a lot of advice. She's won quite a few, and her advice is make a good route. Be careful about your route. Yeah. But they gave away a lot of goods last night, like a couple clever hoods, a ton of jerseys, tons of water bottles. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. Like,
you said a clever hood?
Some vendors in there. Yeah, a couple clever hoods. Clever hoods is like reflective. They're like these really nice, like, kind of like, I don't know, like, not casual, but something more for, like, they're like a hood. It's like a rain cape, but, like, fancy. They're really fancy, really nice. I would want one because they're, like, reflective. Yeah, they're pretty dope. And some canary, how do you pronounce it? Canary jerseys? Canary, I think. Yeah, I got you. A couple canary jerseys, some nice stuff. Nice swag for the winners. A hip bag, a roll top bag from her bags. Okay. Like, good stuff. Yeah.
Is there, like, a website?
Yeah, there's a Cranksgiving website, cranksgiving.org. Spelled like it sounds.
Cranksgiving.org. So that way people can kind of, go over there and kind of get an idea exactly how it works and everything, right?
Yeah. And if you don't have one in your area or in your city, I think they kind of want people to start them, because who doesn't want to, help people when they're down and out in the holidays? Do a good deed.
Gotcha. And then, definitely anything that's, in the cycling community, anything that involves cycling, people like down, you know what I mean? So,
exactly. Yeah. This is one of those things where, you might not, say you race really fast the rest of the year, but you want to ride with your girlfriend today. This is the kind of thing you can do that. You can take it's family friendly. They gave away a prize for best costume last night, Okay. The best person on a city bike, fastest on a city bike, like, that was a prize. Every route every race isn't the same. Definitely it varies from city to city and location to location, but, worth checking out and worth creating if you have the time and the know-how.
Yeah, because I was actually, I guess I let a little bit of cat out of the bag, but planning on doing an event for Blacks on Bikes, but I wanted to do something that was, like, totally different, because I know I try to keep my ear to the ground as to what's going on. So some people are like, centuries are getting boring, and then but at the same time, everybody does not race as well. So you have the mix between, or trying to find the balance between the adventure cyclists or the touring cyclists and the racing community for cyclists, or, speed races or whatever. So I'm trying to find that balance. I have a couple of ideas of things that I want to put together. But I'm definitely going to take a look at this and see if I can implement some of the strategies that, you guys are using.
A modified version of the alley cat in some place not in the city would probably be pretty interesting.
Okay. I'm going to have to talk to you more. Well, actually, I'm going to ask you now. So I've heard of the alley cat just a little bit. Give us, because there may be other listeners here that have never heard of it as well.
Okay, so Cranksgiving is basically an alley cat, where you decide your route. You're given a manifest, and you have to go to certain locations and get. The only difference with Cranksgiving is that it's for charity. You know what I mean? You're actually picking up things and you're picking up actual food and goods, and it's going to be donated to charity. There's another couple things coming up like that. There's like a toys drive. I can't remember the exact Santa ride. There's a few of those some of them are going to be for kids in Puerto Rico. Excuse me. Ooh.
Okay. Have you ever been out of the country?
Yeah.
Well, where have you been, if you don't mind me asking?
Only to Grand Cayman.
Grand Caymans, okay.
Vacation, gotcha. Yeah. And I think when I was a baby, I was taken to, on vacation, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Yeah.
All right. So,
what about you? Well, am I allowed to ask you questions, or?
Yeah. There's no format. Okay. This is information and edification for everybody to listen. That's all it is, man. It's all good fun, light-hearted, good fun, and informational. Go ahead.
Okay. Have you ever been out of the country?
I was in the yes. To answer that question, yes. And
yes, you're in the Navy, so you traveled all over.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I got. I guess you could say actually I got lucky, man. I got blessed, man. Got a chance to hit Greece, Phuket, Thailand. I'm really upset because when it was time for me to get out, I did my last year on the West Coast in Seattle, where Bremerton, which is near Seattle. So I was actually supposed to leave and fly back from Bahrain in October, but they kept me because I was supposed to be getting out I was supposed to get out in October. So I was actually supposed to fly back to the States a month ahead of time, which would have been September. But they kept me on the ship until December, until another person came and filled my spot. So I actually went past my time to get out. I did 10 years, so we went past my time to get out before they allowed me to actually get out. And I was hot too.
Ooh. Oh my.
So I actually flew back to Seattle. But I think, believe it or not, my favorite place, man, is now all of Europe is nice, Spain, Palma, all that other good stuff. But when it just comes to pure, pristine, and just seeing the world created yesterday, that's Alaska. That is a beautiful place. Yes, it's so, like I say, it's so clean and so pristine. It's like God just created Earth yesterday, and you popped up in Alaska. I mean, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. Yep.
I would visit.
Oh,
it seems cold.
I went in May, and even though there was about 3 inches of snow outside, it still felt like it was in its, I say about 55 outside. So probably how it feels in New York right now.
Yeah.
And walking down the street, there was bald eagles flying within a car length beside me. So it was crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and the seafood tastes totally different.
Fresh.
Super fresh. You think Maine has some fresh tasting seafood? Over there, man, that's oh my God.
Gotta try it.
Yeah, you just gotta get there. It's still the United States, so you don't need a passport. All you gotta do is just go on. I give you a travel tip. Have you ever heard of what's it called? Skyscanner?
No.
If you go to Skyscanner, they have these super great deals. The only catch is you have to in order not to catch, but in order to get super great deals, be willing to fly any month and any time of the day. So long as you put that in there, and they'll send you different updates at different times. And there's some crazy flight deals on Skyscanner. So they'll send you alerts and let you know.
International too, or domestic only?
Oh, international.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to do more travel. Did you when you were riding, or when you were in the Navy, did you ride? And were you able to like ride when you stopped traveling?
No. I only started riding in 2011. When I was in the Navy, I was in the Navy from 92 to 2003. So I actually just found cycling back in 2011. So my first bike that I purchased was a Bianchi, just feet on the road. So I'm upset that I wasn't cycling. And back then I was still kind of young, so I was into, all I want to do is hit the club, baby.
Yeah.
But alrighty, I will definitely share this information about the Cranksgiving. That's very unique. And
yeah, I would love to see what you come up with as far as kind of tweaking that for roadies and racers. That'd be pretty cool. You don't get a lot of roadies coming out to these things. Definitely strongly messenger and like commuter folks.
When we get off of here, I'm gonna share something. I'm gonna share with you when we get off of here. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording on this now.
All right.
Hey guys, that's our show for today, and you can follow us on Instagram. Be sure to check out the full episode on YouTube, and we will see you on the next episode of That Crank. You know.